that how you perform these procedures.
I just want to add first one point what Della said, and she's absolutely right. And I just want to remind everybody who's listening to this that as a doctor, when we qualify, we take an oath. And the oath clearly says that I will do everything within my power to ease the suffering of another human being.
Okay.
And at the same time, in the same breath, I have to take an oath that I will not do anything deliberate to harm any person who has got no health issue.
Okay. Can I take another call? This person is calling from Lewisham. Hello, caller from Lewisham.
Good evening. My name is Mr. Sam. Hi. First of all, may I just commend you that I'm very glad I'm doing such a program on TV. My question is, if I become a life donor, how long does it take for the procedure for me to be able to transfer my kidney to somebody else? Is it a matter of weeks or months?
Yeah, exactly. This is the question we are probably discussing now. But keep watching us and probably you'll get some more information about it. Thank you for calling us. Sorry, Professor.
So the last question was very appropriate to what you asked.
Exactly.
So when a person comes to me and he's nearing even, he's not even on dialysis, the first thing I would discuss with him is the prospect of transplantation.
Right.
We now don't wait for him to go on dialysis. We start the transplant discussion well before it.
Okay.
And we would, first of all, not every person who has got kidney failure is suitable for kidney transplant. Because if you are extremely frail, you have got irreversible heart problems or liver problems or lung problems, or you have had cancer which has yet not been properly treated.
Okay.
Clearly, those patients will not be considered for transplantation.
To be a donor.
Not to be recipient even. So I'm starting with the person who would be suitable to become a kidney recipient. These people would not be suitable for kidney transplantation. That's why if you were to look at it, that in UK, at the moment, there are around about 25,000 patients on dialysis and only 7,000 patients are on the waiting list.
Okay.
The remaining patients are deemed either unsuitable or they are being worked to get their health in proper shape before they become suitable for kidney donation. So that's the first hurdle, to find who is suitable for the kidney recipient. Then we go into whether he has got any live members or friends who can give him a kidney. And your caller was asking that how long or what is the procedure?
Procedures.
So the procedure is very voluntary. There is no coercion whatsoever. So we asked the patient, who is my patient, I'll ask him that you need to go and discuss this issue with your family members and your loved ones. And also say that if you are even vaguely interested, you can accompany me in my transplant assessment clinic, where the first step would be just to take the blood samples of the person who wants a kidney and their loved ones, and we do a test which we call a simple cross-match test.
All right.
If the simple test were to suggest that there is no barrier in terms of cross-match, that both tissue and the bloods are suitable, then the next step will happen. And then the workup of, and we would ideally choose the best match of those who have come forward, and we will work and assess them. There is always a chance that we find something by chance in those patients.
Okay.
And we then go to the
I have only 1 minute to go to break. However, I have a question which came following this caller question. How you support a donor after donating their organ? How you support them?
Every donor is the most precious commodity of our renal unit.
Okay.
They are reviewed regularly, and after the initial, obviously the post-operative. First of all, it only takes 3 days for them to go home. So once you become a kidney, it's now keyhole surgery. You get a surgery, kidney is out. After 3rd day, most of my patients are home.
I have only few seconds. Okay, sorry. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
And then after the surgery, they are regularly washed, and after that, they always come every year for their MOT check.
Right. Okay.
Where all their bloods as well as everything of their.
So they will be monitored for the
rest of their life.
For the rest of their lives.
Rest of their life.
Wow. Okay.
Unless they cease to come themselves.
Right. Okay. Viewers, you might see the telephone number which is 0300 123 2323, where you can call and probably get more information, register your name to be a donor. I have lots of call waiting, but let me take one more call before I go to the break, but we need to be very quick. Hello, caller. Good evening and welcome to the show. Hello, caller. I have only a few seconds to go. Probably we lost the caller.
Assalamualaikum, good evening.
Wa alaikum salam. Good evening. Okay.
Thank you for this important topic. As a young woman, I would like to request all of our community to come forward and register with the organ donor book.
What a beautiful message from a young lady. Yes. That all of the young generation and community members should come forward to donate their organs to save others' lives. Thank you very much for this call. And you got a special thank you from Professor Magdi Yaqub. Della, I would like to ask you a question in the next segment, which is that do you have any knowledge about religious guidance about it? And probably we can talk about it in the next segment. Yeah, viewers, we will be back from our commercial break very soon. You can still call us, or you can call 0300 123 2323 number to register your name for more information or organ donation. Please be with us. Please be with Ben TV. Welcome back. Thank you for watching Ben TV. In the first and second segment, we have discussed quite a few important things. Let me ask a question from the sort of community perspective. Della, I ask you that, do you have any religious knowledge that which might be people are a bit getting put off? Or what might be the reason that people from Black African Caribbean background, even black people in general, are not coming forward, reluctant to donate their organ? Cultural, religious, can be many things.
I think first of all, it's the fear factor. Whether you're white, black, across the board, there's always that fear when you have to go for surgery, when you have to go for an operation. So fear is a very big one.
Sure.
And there's also a lot of misconceptions with regards to, as a Christian, as a Muslim, should we donate? What does the church say on organ donation? What does the mosque say on organ donation? What is the Bible saying? But there's one thread that I feel runs through all faiths and across all faiths. And that is to love. We're commanded to love each other. And I think that commandment runs through any faith.
For the all humanity.
All humanity. And I think for me, as an organ donor, that was my motivation. I was motivated to donate to my brother because I love him. And that was an expression of my love for him. And ultimately, that love was able to, could have saved his life and could have given him a better quality of life.
But do you think lack of awareness might be a reason that Lots of people from ethnic minority communities are not aware of the whole procedure and whole
Very much so. I think there's also a lack of information, a lack of resources out there, and the facts. A lot of people don't actually know that you can actually live a very healthy life with just one kidney. You know, they're not aware of that. Yes, Professor. A lot of people are not aware of that. A lot of people think that when you donate a kidney, you're going to be in bed for 3-4 months. That's not so. Depending on what you do, you can actually be back at work 4 weeks after your surgery.
Only after 4 weeks?
After 4 weeks, but that's depending on what you do. So I think there needs to be a lot more awareness, a lot more information out there that's culturally relevant to the black community.
Sure. Professor Yaqub, what is the difference between a living donor and a dead donor?
I think Della has already alluded to about the living donor issue, which is clearly you're looking at a kidney which we know is of perfect shape. And it is going into an appropriately matched recipient. There is no waiting time, so it is not that the kidney has been transported from one center where the kidney was removed to another center, but that's the time which we call it cold ischemia time, that the kidney is on ice before it moves from one unit to another. We don't have that worry. It just comes straight out from the donor and goes straight into the recipient.
From the living donor?
From the living donor. And also it can be done very, very electively. So I know when I'm going to do it. There's no suspense. I don't have to do it in the middle of the night. I don't have to do it over the weekend. This is a planned procedure. And always elective operations, when they're done, they've got a high success rate in its own right. Even say appendix or any other operation done as an elective procedure in a timely manner has got more chances of success rather than emergency. So you've got a kidney which is a Rolls Royce of a kidney, come from a relative which is appropriately matched, and going in an elective manner to a recipient who don't have to wait on dialysis longer. Every time you spend, every 1 year you spend on dialysis is like living 2 years or 3 years of your life. So it ages you when you are on dialysis. So we can bypass all that. When you are on a deceased donor, in old days when I started my training, the road traffic accidents used to be quite high because the safety awareness was not that much. And we used to get young traffic accident victims who had brain dead and they were declared dead, and we used to use those organs. And they were very top quality, young, healthy people. Now with the changing demographics, we are seeing a lot of old people who are dying of natural causes, who possibly may have a silent kidney disease which we didn't know beforehand. So we would not know that because that person has just now ended up in intensive care and I had no knowledge of what his previous health situation is like. In that situation, we are not in a position to find out. And we take those kidneys and then we give it to whoever the recipient is. Even the results of that kidney, though inferior to live-related kidney, are better than staying on the waiting list for kidney transplant. So if I was to have a choice, I would rather have a live-related kidney. If that is not possible, then I would still have a kidney coming out from the National Register, rather than waiting for a very particular color or creed or young kidney, etc., because evidence suggests that get a kidney as soon as possible prolongs your life, and waiting on the transplant list is not a good option.
Can you keep people alive for a while in order to take their kidneys if they're a registered donor?
That is what I think. Once you have had a procedure where you have been declared death, they are on ventilator, they are on support for respirator.
We got a call from Spain. Can I interrupt you here and please? Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. Hello, Kola. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Please, my name is Fanny.
Hello.
I'm from Spain. I just want to ask a quick question. Can a black give a white man kidney, donate a kidney for a white man? Is it possible? Hello?
Hello. Yeah, we can hear you.
Is it that my question?
I couldn't hear your question properly. If you could turn down your
Can a
TV volume,
white
then I can hear
give
you
a
properly.
black man a kidney, donate a kidney for a white man? Is it possible?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, caller. Yeah, go on.
Hello?
Okay, please keep watching our program. Hopefully we'll be able to answer some of your queries through this question. So you were talking about that can you keep someone alive for a while in order to get his or
I
her
think that
kidney?
is not the intention,
Okay.
to just keep somebody alive so that he can become a donor.
Mm-hmm.
It is done in a very appropriate fashion. If somebody is certified dead and he is on a ventilator, we like approach the family and our transplant coordinators and the team involve the family, and the whole process starts as soon as possible.
Right. okay.
Certainly it helps that if the person who is in question has already been on the register
Uh-huh.
and has discussed this issue with his family, then clearly it makes the task of everyone around easy.
Okay.
Because at least they have discussed this issue in their lifetime.
Okay.
So it doesn't come to the family members as a shock that when we approach them. Because to talk to somebody at a tragic time like this is one of the most emotionally draining things we have to do. When we are asking the relatives of a person who has just died and certified dead. So clearly, for me as a clinician or my team, it will be of great help that if that person was on the donor list, he has discussed this issue with his family. So when you approach the family members, it doesn't come to them as a shock, and the rest of the procedure becomes very easy.
Right. The gentleman who called us from Spain, probably we couldn't hear him properly because of the call, technical problems can be, that can a white man donate their kidney to a black man?
Of course, and that is happening at the moment.
Okay.
Because if you were to look at it, there are more white donors than the donors who come from the ethnic backgrounds. So we are doing it every day in our lifetime. That people from Asian background.
So cross-culture
there's no
donation
problem. If
is
the matching
taking
is
place.
okay, blood group is same, we will go ahead.
Okay. I hope my caller from Spain got the answer. Okay. Some people, when they don't get anybody from this country, they want to get people from abroad, from their family and relatives. Is it possible?
Of course, and this again happens very, very regularly in my own unit, where we have got a team. First, we will assess everyone who is around,
Okay.
and if they are not suitable, and if they've got an extended family, as it is usually the case, we will provide them with all the necessary bloods they need to provide for us. And once those blood tests come through, we will find one of them which is the most suitable one,
Okay.
and then issue them letters so they can get a visa from their local embassies and come over here and do. And everything is done free for them. So they don't have to pay. Once the donor comes, he is treated like British citizen. We do everything for them the way we would do it for our local donors.
What will happen to the aftercare? What will happen to the aftercare?
Obviously, his care will be relied upon when he goes back
To
to
his
country.
to his country of origin.
He will be followed back by the local doctors there.
Can you take kidneys with the consent of the family members from a dead person? Can you hear what I said?
Sorry.
That can you take a patient kidney when a person is dead with the consent of their family members?
Of
Or
course.
it's got to be the consent of the person who...
No, as I said, that at the moment only 30% of the British population is on the donor register.
Okay.
So 70% of the people are not. And if they happen to be one who have never been on the donor register, still we will approach their family members, and the next of kin can quite easily give permission for that person to be a donor.
Okay. Dana, do you think that our religious leaders can play, and community leaders as well in general, can play, as well as BME media, can play a big role to raise this awareness and empower our people to come forward and register themselves to save one of them's lives from their own community?
I believe very much so, because you have 60-80% of the black population that attend church on a regular basis. And I believe that the church can actually be part of the solution to increase the number of kidney transplants for black patients. It's a very good platform for them to address a lot of the misconceptions and myths black people actually do have with regards to organ donation. Hopefully, my local assembly, my local church, will put on a seminar just to kind of inform and raise awareness for the church community and the role and the part they can actually play in being part of the solution to increase the number of kidney donors in London especially.
Right, okay. And what about the community leaders and media, BME media particularly?
I think there is a lot being done on a lot of the black radio stations and the black TV stations. However, we need to get the message out on a regular basis. A 3-minute advert on Choice FM or Premier Radio doesn't actually give all the facts with regards to organ donation. And a lot of it's to do with signing up on the organ donor register. While I think from my experience, living donation is an area that we can really actually promote. And I think it's the message is actually getting the facts across. Apart from just saying, yes, we need more black people to sign up on the organ donor register, it's actually getting the message across to people about living donation, the challenges that kidney failure is actually having on the black community. So I think the black community themselves actually have the weapon to actually change the things. We actually have the resources and the weapon to actually change people's mindsets and actually see an increase in the number of transplants. I think we need to take the initiative, and the onus is actually on us for that change to come.
Professor Yaqub, some people say that they can buy or sell kidneys or other organs. It does happen in third world countries a lot. A kidney to replace my kidney, will it be allowed in this country according to the law?
First of all, it used to happen, but I think now with the Istanbul Declaration, which was passed 5 years ago, where there was a consensus position document was passed by all the people who participate in transplantation. It is forbidden.
Forbidden, totally. It's not allowed.
It is. I think we should not even talk about this issue.
Super.
Because by just talking about it gives some credibility to this
to this
practice.
Right. Okay.
So I would rather not talk about it. And
Thank
discourage
you.
it completely.
Thank you. Sure. We have a caller waiting, and let me talk to the caller. Hello, caller. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the show. What is your question?
I'd like to ask, because the thing is, with the increased security in becoming a registered NHS patient these days, you have to have you have to be a member of society basically, and some people do have issues with their papers. So it's increasingly difficult to register with a GP and, issues like that. Is it easier for me to become a donor? Because I actually have, issues going to the hospital and stuff.
Did you get the questions?
I didn't. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, can you repeat, please? We have only 2 minutes to go to finish the show, so please be quick, please. Hello.
I think there was something to do with the GP registration coming directly to the hospital. Clearly, you can quite easily use the NHSBT helpline
too.
So if you want to be a donor, there are multiple places you can get this information. You just put Google in Google search or any search engine. Want to be a living donor, and you will get multiple sites.
And if you need this number, NHSBT, which is NHS Blood and Transplant Trust, the number is 0300 123 2323. You can call them to get more information. Well, another person sent me a question that if somebody is an illegal person in this country, can they go to NHS and seek for kidney, then to replace their kidney or an
Now,
organ?
that is again an issue which is divided opinion in Britain. My responsibility is to the person who is an ill person, and it is my responsibility as a doctor to treat him no matter what his immigration status is.
Okay.
I am not an immigration officer. I did not allow that thing to happen. It is the duty of the immigration officer who allowed that person to come and live in the state.
And stay in the country, okay.
But one could quite easily say that as a citizen of
Keep in touch with your family and friends in Africa for less with
Want a copy of the book to find out more information about being a living donor, the whole process and the experience, please do contact me directly through my website and we'll send the book out to you.
With this, what will be your last message to the community? I need to finish, so I'll take just one message from you and then probably I'll go to the Professor Yaqub to get his message as well.
Organ donation, especially living donation, it changes the quality of lives of our loved ones. I would advocate it and I would promote it, and it just changes the quality of their life. So I would recommend it. But again, if you want more information, my book will give you all the information you need.
Thank you, Della. Professor Yaqub, what would be your message to the community?
my dream is that every British citizen goes onto the donor register, 100% donor register.
Very strong message.
And if that was to happen,